And we are now wrapping up the closing arguments phase of this trial. For that part of the story, 41 Action News reporter Sarah Plake joins us live. Sarah?
Thank you, Andy. And right now we're hearing again from the prosecution. They get a rebuttal. So first they get to do their closing arguments, then the defense goes, and then the state gets a rebuttal. And then the jury could have this case after this. We don't know if they're going to start deliberating on this or if they're going to just head into tomorrow. But a lot of what Kylr Yust attorneys focused on in their closing arguments was something that Andy mentioned in his story, was that he's the unluckiest guy in the world. His defense said maybe he is the unluckiest guy in the world, but it does not prove that it goes beyond a reasonable doubt. And so they said, looking at the evidence, which they say there is none, that the jury should find him not guilty of first-degree murder. However, the prosecution got back on up there in front of the jury and drove the point home that they should look at the evidence, that the evidence shows the phone records that Kara Kopetsky did not make any contact with anybody else after 10:25 in the morning, and that Kopetsky was with Yust at the time. So they're still inside right now arguing why Yust should be found guilty of first-degree murder. And we heard from Yust today. He was pretty soft-spoken. He seemed calm, but only showed a little bit of frustration when the state was cross-examining him.
I know that Kylr didn't tell the police the right thing when this happened. He lied. He was a 19-year-old kid. This was the Belton Police Department, the FBI, Jackson County Police Department. They didn't get his phone records. They didn't check out his alibi. They ignored the most important evidence in this case in 2007, and they still are.
As you go back to that jury room and you consider all the facts and evidence in this case, and you consider and weigh the credibility of every single witness that testified, put those final pieces of the puzzle in there and find the defendant guilty of murder in the first degree for deliberately killing Kara on or about May 4th of 2007, and find him guilty of murder in the first degree for deliberately killing Jessica on or about September 8th of 2016.
So right now, the prosecution is still inside, hoping that the jury, hoping that they can solidify to the jury that they have proven the point that Kylr Yust is guilty of first-degree murder. And we don't know if the jury will start deliberation tonight or if Judge Collins will say, look, let's just come back tomorrow and you can start tomorrow. We've got updates. We've got 3 of us here at 41 Action News live tweeting all day long. You can follow our tweets for up-to-date information throughout the day. I'm Sarah Plake, 41 Action News.